Hello, welcome to One Africa Mission with your brother Dobia Anzanse. Please, if you are new here, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, One Africa Mission, and also follow us on Facebook, One Africa Mission. We are missionaries, we are young Africans, and our mission is to bring an end to the suffering of the African youth. Our mission is to bring an end to the disrespect that the citizens of Africa are going through all over the world. And we believe that for us to bring this to an end is to see a united Africa. The only thing that can bring an end to this is a united Africa. So we are on a mission, and our mission is to see the unification of Africa become a reality. In our lifetimes, that was the dream of our forefathers. That was the dream of Kwame Nkrumah. That was the dream of Julius Nyerere. That was the dream of Haile Selassie. That was the dream of those who came before us. And they couldn't, this dream couldn't be realized by them. So they handed the baton to us. And it is me and you, our time. Our time is today to bring this dream to become a reality. So please join our mission. Our mission, as I already said, is to see the united Africa in our lifetimes. Join our mission, One Africa Mission. Share our content. The movement is growing. Join us. Let us all together fight for this unification of Africa. So today, I want us to go and listen to Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. His speech. This was almost 60 years ago, and today is still relevant as he said it on this particular time about the unification of Africa. And then the issues or the challenges that those Nkrumah and co they faced during that time, we are still, as I keep saying, we are still not learning from that. So I want us to first of all go listen to what Kwame Nkrumah is saying, and then we come back and then analyze it.
Africa is rich and not poor. Africa has immense actual and potential wealth: gold, diamond, copper, manganese, bauxite, iron ore, uranium, asbestos, chrome, cobalt, a host of other minerals. Our essential agricultural produce have all been drained away by colonialist imperialism. Africa is far from being poor. It is Africans who are poor, not Africa. And they are poor because of the uncounted profit that has been made out of the exploitation of their labor and their lands. I raise this point so that it will stay in your minds when you may be tempted by the seductive promises of new colonialism to forget the real character of colonialist imperialism and be persuaded away from your own true interests and those of Africa. We who are concerned with the immediacy of African independence and unity are not prepared to wait upon the evolution of history. We are determined to give history a revolutionary push. We must therefore face the issue of African unity now. For only unity will make the artificial boundaries and regional demarcations imposed by colonialism obsolete and superfluous. African unity will thus provide an effective remedy for border disputes and internecine troubles. In a united Africa, there could be no frontier claims between Ethiopia and Somalia, or between Zanzibar and Kenya, Guinea or Liberia, or between Ghana, Togoland and the Ivory Coast, because we would regard ourselves as one great continental family of nations. Some of the leaders, it must be confessed, do not see the struggle of their brother Africans as part of their own struggle. Even if they did, they would not be free to express their solidarity. These rifts are consciously created by the imperialists between Africans, where they can sit back and watch with sly satisfaction, as well as contempt for those who fail to see how they are being used against Africa's best interests. Regrettably, those states include some who were among the freedom fighters of yesterday and who haven't won their independence are willing to drop it for some token aid and thereby deny to those still struggling for freedom even their moral support. Here is a phenomenon against which all African freedom fighters must be on their guard and resist to the utmost. Even though I appreciate the difficulties facing us, I must admit, I find it strange to watch some of us returning willingly to the colonialist fold. This time, they don't even have the excuse of being forced to subject themselves to foreign domination. It makes one wonder, why so much effort and sacrifice and so many lives were given up to the achievement of independence in the first place, if it can only be so quickly and easily surrendered. Unhappily for us, colonialism creates in some intellectual allegiances which are not severed at the moment of independence, but remain to condition loyalties away from Africa towards the metropolis which draws them. They are unable, it would appear, to accept the idea that Africans can get together to make viable and going concern of a combined African continent, but rather see their salvation in coming together in association like the Franco-African community mooted recently at Bangui. Although there are many here who speak English, French, Spanish, or Portuguese, nevertheless, we are all Africans. Africans fighting for Africa's independence, Africa's unity, Africa's future.
Yeah, so if you can see, Kwame Nkrumah was calling upon his other colleagues and telling them that we must unite now, because if we don't, because that is the only way the future of Africa will be guaranteed. That was what Kwame Nkrumah was telling the people. And today, we are still saying the same thing. We're still saying that here in One Africa Mission, that the only way the future of Africa can be guaranteed, the children of Africa's future can be guaranteed, is a united Africa. Because I don't see why, as an African citizen, I have to face a lot of difficulties traveling from one African country to another, whilst a European citizen doesn't have to go through the same difficulties or challenges. And African citizens from Cameroon cannot travel to another African country with his Cameroonian passport. An African citizen from Madagascar wouldn't be able to travel on the entire continent of Africa with his Madagascan passport. But a European citizen from even let's say Poland can use his Polish passport to travel the entire continent of Africa without challenges, without disturbances. Why? Why do we allow ourselves? And Kwame Nkrumah saw this 60 years ago, or over 60 years ago, and then he was pushing. But what we don't know, or what we are not learning, is that the same challenges that Kwame Nkrumah faced in his days, we are still facing the same challenges today. Why? Because today, as we speak, we have a numerous number of hundreds and thousands of Pan-African groups who have the same mission, who have the same ideas of uniting Africa. And yet, even within us as Pan-Africans, we cannot able to bring all these groups together and form one strong voice, so that we can lead this we can all come together, follow this, form this strong voice, so that our voice can be heard. We all prefer, just as in the days of Kwame Nkrumah, we all prefer to sit in our own smaller WhatsApp groups and then think that we have the magic solution to the unification of Africa. Kwame Nkrumah was telling his colleagues, I don't mind to give up Ghana and become part of the unity of Africa. I don't want I don't want to be the president or the leader. I just want to see a united Africa because I know the importance of unity. But some of his colleagues who were even Pan-Africans didn't agree to that. Why? Not because they didn't believe in the unification of Africa, but purposely because it was Kwame Nkrumah who was leading this. And they think that allowing it, then they will be under the image of Nkrumah. But that wasn't the fact. And today we are still facing that. All these groups have been calling and saying that, please, I can't even mention the names. A lot of groups have been calling and saying that why can't we merge all these groups together to become one voice so that we can all march to the African Union as one common voice. We can march to the Pan-African Parliament in South Africa with one common voice and tell them what we, the youth of Africa, want. But all these groups, everybody think that the group that he has formed has the magic to see this unification of Africa become a reality. But that is, yes, you may have all the knowledge, you may have all the strength, but you need numbers. We need to come together. If those Kwame Nkrumah was speaking to at that particular time had listened to him, we wouldn't be here talking about a united Africa again. We will be here enjoying the fruit of what a united Africa has given to us. But still, we are still talking about unity of Africa. Why? Because in the days of Nkrumah, some people feel like they cannot give up their smaller countries for the good of the entire continent of Africa. Because I am the president of this so-and-so country, I'd rather be a boss in my own corner than to give it up for the benefit of the entire continent. And that is what we are facing today. So what Kwame Nkrumah was saying on this particular time is still relevant today. And I feel sorry. I feel sad sometimes when I listening to this, because I can see that most of, not even our leaders, the presidents of Africa, but just we creating groups on WhatsApp or on social media, just even we ourselves, we think that for me to, after 1 year of creating my social media WhatsApp group, for me to give it up for the collective good of all of us, no, I'd rather continue pushing my group to grow. But we could have all, and I said, all the hundreds and thousands of Pan-African groups who are fighting for the unification of Africa, we could have all bring all these groups together. We could have learned from the mistakes of our forefathers, bring all these groups together, and then form one strong Pan-African African unity group, so that together all of us can push it with our resources, with our knowledge, with our spirit, and together we can get it. But yet, everybody think that he has the magic wand. So instead of him abandoning or them abandoning their group, they rather keep it and keep pushing and sending messages. Whilst in reality, we have to come together, or we have to learn from the mistakes of our forefathers. So I'm urging, once again, and I'm pleading with leadership of all the Pan-African groups. I will not mention names because I've mentioned several names in previous my previous videos. They are there. Please, leadership, let us learn from the mistakes of those who came before us. If not, we will not see this unification of Africa become a reality. And then we, as long as Africa is not united, we will continue to be the weakest continent or group of people on this planet Earth. And then we all know the consequences of that. The consequences of that is that our brothers and sisters will continue to be dying in the Mediterranean Sea. The consequence of that is the Western world, or everybody will continue to dictate to Africa as to what to do and what not to do. The consequence of that, we will continue to be subjected to disrespect and brutality all over the world. So please, to all the Pan-African groups, Please, come to think of it, let us all bring all these groups and come out with a very strong one Pan-African unity group that will push for this unification of Africa. I thank you very much. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel, One Africa Mission. Let us and then comment, bring in your comments, your knowledge. We need that. It's really helping us to do more videos and to know what we are doing and then what we are saying. I thank you very much for coming around. Until we see next time. Bless you.